starting the stream again because unfortunately my mic was switched off and I never knew. So yeah, so basically what I'm creating is yesterday last thing we did was just parent this guide under our master guide, right? So now the second thing would be to just basically parent this, like change the color of this. I don't like the color of this guide. This should be something like a light blue, something like that. So I just like copied this shape override color. So basically we created a transform here when we so basically we have the transform module, right? We talked about it yesterday, and this transform module has this create transform where we create a guide from giving it in type, and here when we have this guide we create this transform node, and here I'm using a shape module from some script to create the curve by just giving the name, and then I just list the shapes of this, and for after that I just for asset in shapes I'll just switch on the colors at the line width, which I think is fine. Yes, fine is fine, and then just the basic stuff. So let's just save it. Let's just reload our module and delete this out, and let's create this. So now we have our guide, and the second thing would be with the right color which we wanted. It has whatever we need. Next thing would be to create a control, right? So let's come back here, and how I'm gonna create the control is just here. Let's say I have the CM. I have initialized my controls module from here. These are just basic scripts. There's nothing extraordinary here. In all these scripts I'm just like, because I don't have to do all these settings again and again, I just created this basic control module which I can use to create a control. It may look like it's a lot of a script, but it's just nothing. It just has some attributes which I explained in the last video. So yeah, after that we have this transform and we have this utils, which still needs one thing I have to create. Actually there are many things which I have to add in this, but that's all right. Let's start with creating the controls. So this will be main control is equals to cm is a class which we defined here, so which came from controls module and which came from here from common import controls module. So cm dot create control, and let's just say, let's close this and come back to controls modules for a second. Let everything will be, let's just give the name first, at least base name. We can actually come here, base name, which is going to be master, or not master, yeah, master control. We need at least 3 controls, or is it, yeah, 3 would be fine. So master control, then what else do we need? So we have this available curve types. So first of all let's define like what curve type we need, right? So what was the argument for that? Available curve type. We should keep it like this. This would help. Yep. Curve type. Let's say curve type is equals to, what curve types do we have? We need a force, sphere, not sphere. Curve 4 arrows. All right. Let's put this here. Then After this we have subcontrols. We do need subcontrols. 2 would be fine. Maybe let's add 3. 3 would be fine. Do we need a 0 group? I don't think we need a 0 group. By default it's 0. We have one 0 group here, so let's add 0 groups. Comma z groups is equals to 0. We don't need a 0 group. Let's try what we have done until now. I just want to see how my control is looking. Let's see. Oh, this is curved one. I need a flat one. Curved 4 arrows. Okay, so do I have like 4 arrows? Okay, 4 arrows thin. Let's say 4 arrows only. Alrighty, delete, reload the script, and now we have 4 arrows. And so basically the best thing I like about this one is my subcontrols. It will create subcontrols, scale them a bit down, and just like parent it under that, and always get random colors between the variation, right? So it gives me nice colors, which I do like. So master control. Actually here I gave master control, which should be actually just master. It add control automatically. Keep forgetting that. Let me save this, reload this. Sorry. Yep, the name should be fine now. Master control controls. We have output. We have this and this. Alrighty. Looks fine to me. Yep. Okay, so this works. Let's parent this under the arm. pm dot parent. That will be main control, comma master ZT. This works. Give some space. Now we're gonna create some skeletons. So that is rtr dot, is it? Yep. Root scale, main scale. We need 2 at least. So tr dot create transform. What was that? Tr name, that will be root. What else? Actually here I'm doing this wrong, right? Because like I'm giving this and I'm giving this, but I have created this in controls module. Did I or not? Here as well. Create transform. Let me check. think I have given like parent to parent, yes. And let's see, if parent pm dot, yeah, I should have given the parenting stuff here instead of parenting it like that, right? So master guide, I'm parenting under base group. So if I can just say parent is equals to base group, that should work. Let me just put a hash here, and guide as well, master control. So equals to master guide. Let's put a hash here. Here as well we are using base group. So let's just go here, copy it from here, add it here, put a hash. We will remove these just right now after we check it. Master control is this. We need to keep this because I haven't added a parent to or parent this thing, sorry, in the control module, which I'm not sure if I should give or not. let me just add a to do here so I can think about it later. To do think about parent. Maybe I should. I'll think about it. Okay, all right. So here we have this, then we have create transform. Here also I'm giving this. What is that? Copy, paste. So now here I'm parenting it under base group. So let's add base group, and hash here would be fine. Then root comma parent, that is master skeleton group. All right, let's create one more here. This will be master and this will be under root scale. Save this. Let's reload this and check what happens now. All right, it has created stuff. Okay, good. And here I created transform, but I didn't give type, so the type would be joint. Silly me. Save this, delete this. Now let's check. Yep, we have created our joints, which is too tiny. Joint size 1. Hey, 1. Yep, we have 2 joints now. Master, root. Alrighty. That's it. We have created a basic layout of our this thing. Move shift I. So we have a guide, we have our control, we have a joints. So now what we're gonna do is PC is telling me to take a break. It's been 45 minutes since I'm working. All right, we can take a break in 10 minutes. So yeah, let's start by thinking how we wanna like work on this networking thing. So there is a module which I created before. It's a little tricky, but I'm thinking how I can simplify or simplify it. Maybe there's an easier way, because let me show you how I did that before. Let's close this. Let's come back here, save this, close this, and this as well. All right, so source modules, and in common I have networks, and add network attribute. Where does this come from? TN, which is a bit strange. Why did I? All the transforms, transform. My god, I have created the exactly similar thing before. Create transform, add data attribute, add network attribute, add matrix attribute. Okay, all right, that is one. We can ignore this doesn't make any sense. Here add network attribute, go to definition. Here we're not doing anything, to be honest. Oh no, we're just adding an attribute with message name. All right, and actually not returning anything, so we can just ignore what I'm doing here. But to be honest, it's like I'm creating we just have to give a module name here, and it will create all these attributes. Secondly, I could actually try that out. Global group, create network, find input network, find output. I have written a lot of script that time as well, but but I literally don't remember how this used to work. It's just too complicated. May have made this a bit more complicated than I can understand myself when I'm reading it again. But so let's maybe like use a grease pencil and try to understand what I'm trying to do. Maybe we can just use these three as a like. Alright. Move this here. So let's put them in the order actually. And yeah, so what I'm trying to do right now is let's just create a box over it. Actually, these new tools are pretty nice. This is a box. Okay, so let's use a text one here. This is our main group. All right, and this is going to be our guide group, which is okay, and this is going to be our control group. This is going to be a joint group. Now let's take a pencil back. So basically, if we have two of these, okay, let's come to that later. First, let's talk about the inside of the module. So inside of the module, we will have an input here, okay, input, and we will have an output here. Okay, there will be two nodes, an input node and an output node. Then we have this guide group here, which has these guides, which actually sends the data to our control group, and which have a like. So basically, if these also have these for example, groups, guide groups, control groups, and skeleton groups, these also have inputs and outputs. So our basically main group, this comes in guide group. The data comes in, for example, a transformation. The easiest way to explain this is transformation. I have actually explained this before as well in my video, which I told in the last video as well. So if I just go to my channel and videos, modular rigging system, here I was explaining this properly. So basically, this is the module structure. We have our guide group, right? Here it's easier to explain. We're getting the transformation from other modules, or like if it's the main module, no transformations from anything else, right? So it's like we're getting the transformation into the guide group, where we will like input the transformations on the guides. Then from the guide group, we'll make a network out, which will actually go to controls. I don't know why I have done that. I can't remember, but it's all right. So from the guide group, it's gonna go to the network of controls. So basically, getting back here in Maya, this has become a mess. Can I increase the size of my... all right, maybe I could have just taken a new one, but it's okay. So I'm gonna move them a bit far, so it's easier to explain. Maybe I'm not sure if even someone is watching these, but it's all right. Maybe someday it will be helpful for myself only when I'm trying to revise this stuff. These are all groups, right? Okay, the square means it's a group, so the things inside are whatever it is. So this is our main group, this one. Okay, this group is this group. Then we have our guide group, which is this. Then we have our control group, which is this, and we have a joint group, which is this. Okay, so basically this is our input and this is our output. So we get an input of transformation from this, and sorry, we connect them here. Can I use this? Yep, if we connect them here, okay, and then all right, we connect them here. So transformation which is coming from outside, we're gonna go in the this thing on the guide. Then my guide will transform the output here, like basically transform to the guide output, and then this output will go in the control group. This will manipulate the controls, the position of controls. Okay, then this control will output the data, and that data is gonna input in our joint skeleton. So basically what it does, it keeps the folder clean. Whatever data is outputting, it's not I don't know, it feels like it's not going to be dirty. Whatever transformation my control is passing is going to be clean. Like there will be just one network node or whatever it is, but it's going to be going from this basically this output to wherever it should, right? So if we have this out, the last output will be the joint group, which will actually pass data. It could pass data to the next module, but the other thing could be that we can just directly pass the data from control module to other modules as well. So for example, we have let's say an arm and hand. So it doesn't matter if we like pass the data from this joint to the hand module. Like for example, there is wrist of the hand, right? Not the hand, from the arm, and we have to pass data of the position of wrist to hand. So it doesn't matter if you're passing it from the control or the joint. But actually that is a bad example, because if we have two sets of joints, I don't think we're gonna have two sets of joints in that. We're just gonna have one set of joint and two sets of controls. So yeah, in that case this will be, but what if it's a neck? So neck is gonna pass the data to head from one joint only, and the control as well can pass the data, so it shouldn't matter much. Sorry. So yeah, that is the basic structure which I am thinking. My Maya has crashed. All right, what a timing. As soon as my Maya got crashed, it's telling me to look away. Let's reopen that. Not any reports. Yeah. All right. So when I'm thinking about this, I want to make this simple, as well as like just clean, so this doesn't like get dirty when I'm passing data from one module to another. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just probably gonna create one output node and one input node, and that will have all the attributes which will actually pass to this thing, or other module. And I'll try to get that from the networks node. Let's maybe I'll check it out first. Try to understand how I have written that before, if I can use anything from that. If I'm gonna write it from start, I'm gonna stream that as well. But if I'm gonna just sit here and read the code, it doesn't make sense to live stream that. So okay, let's see you guys tomorrow.